Hi everyone, just want to give a quick preview of what we're going to be talking about next week, this upcoming week at our learning lunch. So we're going to focus in on modules and how you can edit your modules to better reflect your day-to-day teaching. So on the screen, what you see is just a snapshot of my old science course here, and I just want to point out a couple things that you can do and just to customize it to, again, just better reflect what you are teaching. So the whole idea here is just to be as transparent as possible to your students and their families, while also communicating clear and concise expectations of what you have for the course. So a couple things, just from an organizational standpoint, you'll notice that the title of the module begins with like a weird coding system here. That is for me, which I communicated to the parents and students as well. But 3.2 represents chapter 3, lesson 2, and then the L1 is leveled. So I leveled the material, think video games. So L1 represents level 1. And that ties into Bloom's taxonomy. So level 1 would be where they're practicing recalling the facts of the lesson. So that's why it's called recalling the facts of classifying rocks. As we go down, 3.2 again, so it's chapter 3, lesson 2. Now they're moving up Bloom's taxonomy a little bit, practicing understanding. So here's where they're going to work on a lab, and then continuing that same naming system, we have 3.2, so same part of the textbook, same lesson, and now it's level 3. It's an enrichment activity, and so they're classifying rocks there. So they're applying their knowledge here, where they'd be given rocks and applying what we talked about in the course. So this is, again, just a naming system here from an organizational standpoint. Other things to point out, if I was a student, I would look and say, okay, how do I get to this module? Well, they need to go through and complete the prerequisites that are required. So here, they need to complete 3.1, so chapter 3, lesson 1, level 1, so they need to be able to recall the information from that content before they can move on to the content within this module. Moving down, the prerequisite changes a little bit. They now need to go and complete the 3.1 level 1. So in order, and that's the same prerequisite here. So in order to access the level 2 and 3, the students needed to first complete level 1. Once they did this whole module, then it would unlock these two modules that follow. This allows the students then a little voice and choice. Do they want to go through and skip level 2 to go to level 3, or do they want to go to level 2 and then level 3? You just kind of let them choose their own pathway in this specific example. Moving on to the right, if I was a student, I would notice that I need to complete all the items within this module. And once they do, they get a green check mark. So what are the items here? They need to view this rock cycle wrap. They also need to score at least a 4 out of 5 on this assignment right here. You'll notice a due date is missing, and this is because this is in my sandbox course where I don't have any students this year, so I wasn't able to assign like a specific due date. So typically there would be a due date there. And then lastly, once they do that, then they earn a badge. And so that's where we start talking about gamification. And that is going to be the focus of the following, actually couple learning lunches after we talk about modules. So just quickly want to show you how to set this up and how you can edit and add all of these nice requirements. So once you kind of build your modules, you get the material in here that you want, click these 3 dots, and that takes you to edit. When I go in here, I can edit the module, so I can name it. My prerequisite is here. Maybe I want to add another prerequisite, and I could do that so it shows all the modules that are listed before the specific module. I could also go in and change this, maybe get rid of it if I no longer need it. Here are the requirements. I had the students, they needed to complete all of these. Maybe I just want the students to complete just one of these. So I would go in and hit just complete one of these items. And so if I did that, then I update it and it'll show complete 1. So if the students went and just viewed the rock cycle wrap, they would get the badge. In this specific example, that's not what I wanted. I wanted them to view the wrap video and complete the screencast here. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to change that to complete all the requirements. Now, I did not get real picky on if they had to go in a sequential order or not. If they wanted to start with the rap video, awesome. If they wanted to start with the screencast, that's cool too. But as long as they did both, I was okay with that. Now, if I wanted them to view one before the other, I would click this box, which was sequential order, and they would have to complete the rock cycle rap, then the classifying rocks activity. So if you have an assignment here or a quiz, and that's what this assignment or a quiz is here, the screencast. So I'm adding this. It gives me some options. The students can view the item, they can submit the assignment, or score at least. So view the item just means that they open it up, they see that it's there, and that's it. You don't require them to do anything. Submit the assignment, they have to submit it. So this is good if they have if you need to grade something and get feedback, and you can score at least. And that's what I had this at. So for me to show mastery of recalling the facts, they needed to score at least a 4 out of 5. As long as they did that, then they would get the badge. And so that is kind of like a quick crash course on how you can edit a module. We'll go over this more during the lunch on Tuesday of next week. Thanks.